Hello, everybody. We are live with our live show for On the Come Up by Angie Thomas. I am here with my lovely co-host Kathleen from For the Love of Books, and we are going to be discussing this book tonight. So our live shows kind of work as we do initial thoughts for a couple of minutes, and which is non-spoilers, and then we will warn you guys before we go into spoilers, and then we'll discuss the book in length. So if you don't want to be spoiled, you have a second to leave, and if you don't care, then you can keep watching. So would you like to go ahead and start, Kat?
Sure. So this is the sequel. Well, I guess this is the second book by Angie Thomas, and it's set in the same world because you do mention, like in the book, it does get mentioned by some of the characters from The Hate You Give. So it's set in the same world, even in the same city, and we're following this girl who she dreams of becoming this really famous rapper. She's really, really talented, and but obviously things happen. She lives in the ghetto. There's gangs involved, and there's lots of things that are kind of like in her way. And her mom is struggling to make ends meet, and her aunt is involved with drugs. It's a whole thing, but it's her dream to become this famous rapper. She's very, very good at it. She's very, very talented, and she obviously gets involved with a lot of people. And the point of the book is that she releases a song that a lot of people consider controversial because she says some things that she doesn't necessarily do, and people, like especially her family, don't agree with. But she kind of like she tries to stand behind her song, even though she doesn't realize kind of like the message that she's sending out there. And so her song hits big, and a lot of people are saying like she's very gangster and like really ghetto, and that's not like the message she originally tried to send with the song. Overall, I really love the book. Gave it 5 stars. I think Angie Thomas is such a talented writer. She's so good. She is she's so good at sending out a message and really driving that message home to us. And it was just so good. I have to say, I don't like this book as much as I love The Hate You Give. The Hate You Give will always have a special place in my heart. It was beautiful. It was impactful, and it was meaningful. This book also was like that, but I just felt like more connected to The Hate You Give and that storyline. I think it also has to do with the fact that I thought that our main character, what's her name again? Bree, she kind of sometimes she annoys the heck out of me. Like sometimes she's so self-righteous, and I'm like, girl, you need to like come down to earth. Like wherever you are in the stratosphere, come down to earth on our level. Because I feel like she's so like, she like tends to get a big head is what I'm trying to say. And I loved Star from The Hate You Give. She was just so amazing. And so I did still end up loving this book. It was really beautiful and really amazing. The message was great. So I still ended up giving this book 5 stars. But I have read like some people saying that they didn't enjoy this book as much as The Hate You Give. And I kind of see that because I did love The Hate You Give more than this book.
I know that this isn't about The Hate You Give, but I finally watched the movie like 2 weeks ago.
What? Thank goodness.
I forgot to tell you.
Did you like it? I love the movie.
Yeah. Well, I happened to watch it with Will, and Will had finished the book like the day before. So he was making comparisons like left and right. It was so fun.
Yeah. They definitely changed some things about the movie, but I feel like they did a really good job with the adaptation. Like they really captured like the message of the book.
It was so funny to watch him like compare it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I also gave this book 5 stars. There was just one day, it was while I was on vacation, I just started reading it and I could not put it down. So when I got back from vacation, I was just like hurrying to finish it because I loved it so much. It was so good. And you said a lot of stuff, so I'm just like, now what do I say? You like got the synopsis, you got your feelings, like that was great. I really enjoyed this book. I love Angie Thomas. I love The Hate You Give. So I knew I was going to love this book since I loved her first one, and it did not disappoint. I really enjoyed it. So I gave that 5 stars. Probably The Hate You Give. But this one was like that. Like I could not put it down.
Okay.
So yeah, that's the end of non-spoiler stuff. So now we're going to go into spoilers, and yeah. So what would we like to talk about first?
Um, I don't know. Do you want to like talk about the song? What did you think of the? So I listened. So I read the book like physically, but I also
Mhm.
listened to it on audiobook, like when I was in the car and stuff. And when I was listening to it, like the narrator did the rap, and she's so bad.
Mhm.
I was just like laughing my whole. Like I literally had to go home and like reread the whole because she's just so bad at the rapping, the narrator. But I mean, she did a good job nonetheless. But um so the rap song is, I guess, was what got Brie in trouble. What did you think of
Yeah.
it?
I I think she wrote from the heart, I guess. That makes it sound not as bad as it is, but she wrote about what she knows and stuff that's
Yeah,
very
go.
very big news. So um and she took that and she put a spin on it, but I think she might have like went too far with it.
Yeah, because I guess she was trying to like. She keeps saying that the song she wrote as a way of saying people like you're putting me in this role and
Yeah.
this is what it's just like she's trying to say it's not me but this is the role you're
Mhm.
putting me on. It's what the song is supposed to be. And a lot of people were like, especially the white folks, were saying that she really is these things that she's saying
Mhm.
instead of like catching like the hidden meaning behind the song. And
Yeah.
like, especially like um and remember in the book when they went to like the PTA meeting and then there was this white
Oh,
mom saying like this violent song, we need to get it removed from that music streaming website. And I
yeah.
was
Mhm.
just like, oh gosh. Okay.
Yeah. And I'm glad though that they were able to actually finally talk to the superintendent and get like a better response, but it was when they were away from the crowds. Like, you notice that? They had to pull him aside and be like, "Listen, this is how it is."
I know I did like I felt like, to be honest, like I really liked the guy in charge, whatever his name is, the superintendent.
Mhm.
But I felt like that was so unrealistic. I get that it's the book and you want the book to have like a happy ending, it's fiction. But I felt like in a lot of situations that doesn't always work.
Mhm.
He got a job out of the superintendent, the superintendent listened to them.
Yeah.
I'm not saying like people like especially in these like predominantly black communities that the superintendents like the people in charge of the school board and stuff like that, I'm not saying necessarily that they don't care, but I felt like the guy in the book was just extra compassionate and it was nice
Mhm.
seeing that. But I just don't feel like that's like the reality of it in a lot of black communities. But it was nice. I do like the way it was handled because like I said, you want the book to wrap up nicely. It's it's a contemporary, it's a standalone. So
Mhm.
I kind of liked it, and I did, but I also felt like it was unrealistic too.
Yeah, I think with this book, we needed to have a character that was, like, sort of refreshing and compassionate like that.
Yeah.
Not to say that there weren't other characters that were like that, but this one, it was kind of like the hope that was needed. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Okay.
Um,
So
but
I was gonna say, so the scene that got me like mostly like so annoyed, and not at Brie necessarily, but she reacted to it was the radio interview.
oh,
Like
yeah.
when he kept
That
pushing
was
the buttons,
annoying.
and I was like, girl, you need to just be quiet. He's trying to get under your skin and it's
Yeah.
working. And the fact of the matter is, I feel like a lot of people would react it the same way. First of
Mhm.
all, he's saying that she doesn't write her own lyrics, and he's saying that she is all of those things. And, you know, he's basically spewing a lot of shit and lies to her about her. And I feel like she reacted to it, but I feel like a lot of people reacted to it. But because she's black and she acted ghetto,
Mhm.
she got a lot of bad response from it.
Yeah,
Like if it was like a white person or even someone else, I feel like they wouldn't have gotten such a bad reputation as a ghetto person as like she did. And I felt so bad for her because I was like, I would have defended myself too. I'm like, no, you better not say that I don't write my own lyrics. You know what I mean? Especially when she
mhm.
takes such pride at the fact that she writes her own lyrics.
I think first of all, I think he was super annoying, but
Yes.
I also think that the more popular the song got, I don't want to say she was getting like a big head, but she was like I feel like she was taking on more and more characteristics of something that she's not.
Yeah.
And like that was really frustrating.
I guess one thing that frustrated me about her is the fact that her mom told her the song is not good, and her aunt told her. I feel like they didn't communicate her with her well enough. Be like, hey, this is the reason why the song is not good. Like her aunt, like she showed it. Like her mom didn't find out about the song till later, but her aunt said. Just said don't play the song, like the song is not good, don't release it, but she never actually told Brie why she thinks the song was bad. And so that's why I feel like Brie went ahead with the song. But I feel like if they communicated better and Brie really understood, like, hey, you, I get that you wrote the song to be this way, but this is how people are going to see the song as. And like Brie
Mhm.
learned that through the weeks as, as the song got more and more popular, like that people were misunderstanding and misconstruing her song. And so I feel like, but also I feel like Brie also she's very stubborn and she doesn't listen to people.
Yeah.
Like she just like it's like that manager guy. He wanted her to act ghetto. He wanted her to play the role, and she fell
Mhm.
right into it. Like she did not stop.
Yeah.
She's very like emotional. She acts first and then thinks later, and so
Mhm.
it's like, girl, you need to like take a moment and breathe because you're digging yourself into a bigger hole.
See, I think that if the aunt wanted any say in the song, not that the aunt was wrong, but if the aunt wanted say in the song, she shouldn't have left her there alone.
True. Yep. Yeah.
That was
And I feel like Brie
ridiculous.
was very upset. Like Brie was so upset about that because she's supposed to be the manager and she
Yeah,
should
I
have
don't
been.
blame her. I don't blame her. That was ridiculous. Can we talk about this aunt's name because it kills me? Pooh, Aunt Pooh.
And Pooh. I don't get it either. Like I wish there was like some meaning behind it. Like I don't remember if there was like any explanation as to why her name is like that.
Yeah, it's like, where do you get that from?
Is her
I
first
can't even remember.
name
They
Whitney?
said her real name, and I can't even remember what it was.
Is it? Oh, I don't remember that part.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Um, let's talk about the grandma because she annoyed me.
Oh, I hate that. But I like that scene in the end where the mother finally stands up for herself because
Yeah.
I guess I understand that she's trying to be respectful towards grandparents because they lost their son, and the grandmother was just s- trying to be supportive of her grandchildren, but I feel like she never got in her head, hey, you got to support the mother too. She's trying her hardest, and she's trying to change her life. I mean, she was drug addict and she turned her life around. You got to give her props
Mhm.
for that. But yeah, she annoyed the hell out of me. I was so happy when the mother finally stood up for herself. I was just like, yes, that's how you do things. That's how if you want respect, demand it.
Like, I liked the grandpa because he was chill and he didn't like judge mom like that. But the grandma, I guess she like even though the mom overcame her drug addiction, she just couldn't see past that, and she's like, "You need to come back and live with me." And I like that she thought she was obligated to make the decisions for Brie. Like, come on, you're gonna come back and live with us. Like, no, that's not how this works.
I mean, I get it. Like, I mean, you said that she never saw past the drug addict of the mom.
Mhm.
But the thing is, Brie never did either. She was always like
Yeah.
like she was always on the edge that her mom is gonna like relapse or something like that. Like I felt like she never, like she wanted to believe that her mom was sober, but I feel like she never believed in her
Mhm.
mom. And I get that she's like traumatized by the fact that her mom dumped her off at their grandparents' house. She has nightmares about it. But I feel like I wish that Brie was more supportive of her mom because her mom is trying. She was trying so
Mhm.
hard, and I just felt like I really felt for her mom. Like I really, like I'm glad her mom got a sort of like a
Mhm.
happy ending in the end.
I think it became more prominent, like for Bree, like Bree having those feelings, like as the book went on, like quarter to middle of the book towards the end.
Yeah.
It wasn't like she didn't really think about it as much in the beginning, and then as things got worse, then she was like, "Well, is she on this still, or is she doing this again?" and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um,
I have a question. I just thought about it. Did Bree ever get back the chain, like her dad's chain? She never did, right?
I don't think so. No,
Damn. That was sad. Like I really wanted her to get that back.
I thought Aunt Pooh was gonna be dead after that.
So did I. I felt like when the police came, I was like, oh crap, she did something. She's gonna die. But no, I guess she was just in jail.
Just everybody got arrested.
Um,
She never got out before the end, though. I don't think.
Yeah, I think they were saying that they were trying to get her like a reduced sentence because it was her first offense or something. But no, she was still in jail. I did like one thing I did like about this book, like the first book, there was a lot of family dynamic in the Hate You Give, but they also had a lot of friends. And like in the first book, like the Hate You Give, you had some controversy with the friends, and I like that in this book the friends were more supportive of Bree. I mean, obviously they kind of like they sometimes like I think that was I don't remember why, but I think at one point she wasn't talking to them or something. But I also liked the family dynamic in this book. I think the brother is amazing. I really like him, and the fact that he like gave up school, like he came back and was trying to really hard to help the mom support the three of them. I really love the family dynamic in this book because I feel like in the first book their parents were well off. I think the mom was a nurse or something, and so they didn't really have a lot of money issues, and I really liked seeing the money issues within this book because it is known that within Black communities and like ghettos, money is always an issue, and that's why like the aunt went towards drug selling, like being a drug dealer. So but I really liked the fact that the money issues kind of like almost drove them together, like made them like more lean into each other, I guess you could say.
Yeah, like how on Christmas they were just playing like Uno with the lights on. No, that wasn't Christmas. That was something else. But like the power was out, so they just played like Uno together and stuff like that.
I think at one point in the book it does say that when you get a gift on Christmas, it means it's a good Christmas, but normally they don't.
I had something. Oh, what was the character Miles? Let's talk about him and how we saw him at the beginning of the book versus how we saw him at the end.
His song is stupid, swaggerific.
That sounds like something you'd hear on the radio today. That's the sad thing.
True. I mean, he did get pretty popular from that song because I guess it was catchy. But I think the name is just funny, swaggerific.
And then he became like this whole new person by the end of the book.
I'm glad. I feel like we didn't get a lot of scenes with him, but I did like his character progression. And you find out at the end that he's the one that Sunny is talking to, that he's the gay guy that Sunny's talking to. And like he's like when he first meets Bree and is it Malik as Sunny's like boyfriend, he was like, I'm Miles, but I'm Miles with the S, not the Z. Like I like how he clarified that, and I was like, that is so nice. I like that because it kind of shows that he's realizing that he's not the person that his dad wants him to be. He's like kind of more chill, and I did like his character growth throughout this book.
Yeah, and everything was really just his dad was supreme. And
I don't like him. Like he annoyed the crap out of me. I was like, he kept telling Bree to play the role, and I was like, why? Why do you want to play into the stereotypes that white people put you in? I'm like, why? No.
Exactly, and
better. You can be a great rap artist without playing into the stereotype.
Yeah. Excuse me. I feel like Supreme at one point did want to help Bree because we did have like the moment at the food drive and that kind of felt a little real. But then I think he got too money obsessed after she went viral, and was like, you need to play the part and blah 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 and all that stuff. So I feel like at first he was kind of genuine, and then it was like money.
Yeah, I think he was started seeing, like, once Bree went viral, I think he started seeing her dad in her a lot, like as a money machine. Because I'm assuming her dad made him a lot of money. I mean, I think at one point he says that the reason why he's so good at what he does, or he got so far as he did, is because of his dad or her dad. But yeah, I do agree that at one point I feel like he was trying to help her out, but I feel like at one point he lost sight of, who Bree is, and she's not her dad, as she tries to tell everybody throughout the book. She's not her dad.
And I feel like, because he's telling her to play the part, but he also told the same thing to her dad, and that's what, like, part of what got him killed. He got too into the part.
Yeah.
It's like, why would you want to turn around and tell somebody else that?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, and Bree at one point, like when she got robbed of her dad's chain, wasn't it at gunpoint? Like he was
Yes,
a gun at her. So
I was terrified.
The violence of that life.
I was so scared at that point.
I know. I honestly thought that he was gonna kill her friend. I think it was Malik. I thought he was gonna kill him.
Oh my God, that could have been a lot worse than it was. I kind of wonder, because this book was supposed to come out last year. I kind of wonder, like, if it would have been the same or what would have been different if it had come out last year. You know what I mean? Just because we got like a whole year delay.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I don't know why she decided to delay it, but I mean, the book is still amazing. Maybe she changed some of the scenes. I don't know. The book is still amazing, regardless. But
oh yeah, I hope she's at Y'all Fest this year.
I know I want to get this book signed. I got the Hate You Give signed, but it was Elizabeth who went to go get it signed.
Well, see, mine is signed, and then when she was supposed to be there last year, and I didn't have anything for her to sign, I got the collector's edition because it was so pretty.
Yeah.
And then she didn't go, and I was like, well, I have a collector's edition now.
But
what do you think she'll write next?
Do you think she'll continue writing with the whole racial issues that kind of like take role in her books? I think she'll still be writing like books that are so important and that have a meaning to society, but I don't know. Like, I wonder what she'll write next.
I wonder if she'll stay in this world too.
I honestly didn't think she could top The Hate You Give after that, but this book was fantastic. I really liked it. I like that even though they kind of they have like similarities to them, like with the whole racial issues and prejudice and stuff like that. I like that the first book kind of involved, I felt like it was a more physically violent, and this book is talking more about like the stereotypes that Black people face when it comes to violence. I feel like it wasn't as physically violent as the first book was, but I felt like it was all together.
I feel like she could do a lot staying in this type of category, like with the focus on African American people and issues that are in society. I'm looking at her Goodreads, but there's nothing else listed. No untitles or anything listed.
Yeah, I'm sure she's working on something, but probably not. Hasn't written anything yet, like announced anything. But I mean, it's a great book. She's a great writer. I really, really like it. Like, her characters are so relatable. I love it.
Excuse me. Did you hear that this already got optioned for a movie?
I did. I hope they choose a good Bree. Like, it's like the thing is, I
kept picturing the actress that played Star.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you think they'll use the same? Do you think they'll use the same?
No, not because it's in the same world. I don't know. We'll have to see what happens.
Oh, and one thing, I really thought that Bree was gonna end up with Malik at the end, and I'm kind of glad she didn't, because I like.
Because when they kissed, it was so awkward. What was the name of the person was his name Chris that she ended up with?
Curtis.
Oh, Curtis.
Yeah, he was sweet. I liked him.
Yeah.
I like that he was like so, like he was just so sweet, and I liked him. I liked him a lot.
But I also would have been okay if there was no relationship in this because I feel like it was really subtle anyway.
Yeah, that's true. Like I liked it that it didn't like dominate the story. But in the first book, like even though like the romance was a big part, I felt like it was also a very important part in the Hate You Give, because
Mm-hmm.
obviously her boyfriend was white. So I
Yeah.
really liked the relationship in the first book. But this was good too, because like you said, it was very subtle, but it kind of it fit nicely into the story too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I remember when we started watching The Hate You Give. I remembered because the person who played the boyfriend got like it was supposed to be a different actor and it got replaced.
Yeah, he got replaced.
I couldn't remember if it was that character or not. So then like we paused the movie and we had to start looking this up and be like, well, who was it originally supposed to be?
Yeah, I don't remember who it was originally supposed to be, but he got caught saying some racist
Oh
things
yeah.
and removed.
And like the whole time, anytime a scene came up with him in it, we were just like, they had to refilm all of that.
And you know what? I'm glad that they did, because it
Yeah.
really showed us that they were really serious in making that book, like the movie adaptation, correct. And I'm
Oh
really
yeah.
glad that they did, because if they would have went with the same actor, I feel like that
It
would
would have
just
been.
been like Hollywood not caring,
Oh
about
yeah.
the movie they put out. So
It would have been such an issue.
yeah,
What else do
but
we have to talk about with this book?
I feel like I got all my feelings out. So, I mean, I really enjoy like the way this book wrapped up. That she went
Mm-hmm.
back to the ring, and she's starting over. Um, and I really wanted to know, like, how the book ends with her getting a tweet from a famous rapper.
Yes.
I wanted to know who it was, and I was like, why would you do this? I mean, I get it, why you did it, but I wanted to know who.
I
It would have been
wanted
so cool.
more at the end. Yes. I like that her mom was supportive at the end, though. Like, especially when they saw that tweet, she's like, "You need to do this."
Yeah. And I'm glad that her brother went with her to the ring, at her ring performance at the
Yeah.
end. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. I'm glad that her mom supported her doing that.
yeah. Well, it was
Because I
after,
don't.
wasn't it after her brother said something, be like, "Hey,
Yeah.
Bree wants to do this. I think we should support her." I love her brother. Like he was just
Mm-hmm.
like he was one of my favorite characters. Like her brother.
I like that. It was right after I think the ghostwriting incident with the radio person
Yeah.
that she goes into the studio and that other rapper actually like wrote something for her and she was like, no, we're not doing this.
Yeah.
I mean, she still recorded it, but she didn't like in the ring. She
It
didn't
wasn't.
sing it.
Yeah, she didn't. She didn't really like it.
Yeah.
She did it because she felt like she needed to do something to help her family.
Hmm. I thought it was kind of weird that they moved in with the grandparents at the end. I like how they're just like, what's happening? Something's wrong here.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping that, be like 5 years later, they have their own house. And I was like,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think it was, I mean, obviously, I'm sure the mom is not thrilled to be living with the grandmother, but it was a win-win situation for her.
Yeah, they're kind of like it's a compromise at this point.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think I have anything else.
Yeah, I think I'm good. We had a good discussion.
We did. Ugh, my nose is so stuffy right now. I'm like done.
Your allergies, right?
Girl, yes. Will went and bought allergy medicine for me when he got off of work the other day.
You
Like
don't
I
take
was
allergy medication?
no, because my allergies normally aren't this bad. But like because it was like freezing cold and then it was hot again and then it was cold and hot again, then it got bad.
Yeah.
So but like it was that was like Thursday, like Wednesday or Thursday night. I was to the point where I was just crying because I wasn't so like it was so bad.
So you get your allergies when the weather changes?
I guess I thought I was getting sick, and then Trish thought it was. She's like, no, you've just got really heavy allergies now. So no.
Yeah. Usually my allergies hit me when like the pollen starts.
Hmm. And I think it's like because the weather keeps changing. the pollen's like, oh, now it's time. It's like, oh, no, it's not. Okay, so final thoughts. I gave it 5 stars. I really enjoyed it, and I want another book from Angie Thomas.
Yes. 5 stars too. I hope she announces something soon, and I hope she keeps writing books like this, because I feel like she's such a talented artist and writer, and I feel like she just writes. I don't know how to explain it. I think she's such a good artist, and I just want more books from her.
Mm-hmm. So our next book for March is going to be The Blood Spell by C.J. Redwine. It's the fourth it's a companion, but technically it's the fourth in that series. And our live show is going to be on Sunday, March 31st at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this channel. So if you would like to join us for that, make sure you read the book. It's already out. It came out like a week after this book did. So it's already out. So go get a copy, go to your library, whatever you need to do, and go pick up that book so we can read it. I haven't ordered it yet, so I'll need to do that soon.
Yeah, me too.
But that is all we have for right now. So thank you all so much for watching, and make sure to join us next month for our live show for the Blood Spell. Bye.